Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. It was just yesterday when I shared with you guys a clip from the House of Commons talking about immigration. Tinanong po yung isang representative ng IRCC, saan ba galing? Ano ang top source ng fraud, okay, sa immigration? Alam niyo na yung sagot, ano? But let me refresh your memory. Ito po yan. Okay, let me play it again for you.
What specific countries has IRCC identified frauds from? Is there a predominant country?
Thank you for the question. So with regards to fraud, we, and it depends on the different streams. So the one I can speak to where we did
I just want to know a country. I don't have a lot of time.
India is one of the top
Thank you.
countries where we identify fraud.
Okay, so India, top country pagdating sa mga engaged in fraudulent immigration activities. This was just from yesterday, and by the way, viral na rin itong clip na to all over social media. Pero ang konteksto kasi niyan guys, yung merong nawawalang 47,000 international students. Hindi naman po lahat yon mga estudyante galing India, but almost half, I believe, ay galing sa kanila. Now, they don't know where they are. They could be committing crimes. They may be in the US, whatever. Ngayon, why am I bringing this clip up again? Sakto, nakakita ako ng isang report na basically supporting this claim. Magkaroon po ng investigative piece ang National Post. Maliban sa pagdiskubre nila tungkol dito sa fake Canadian visas and yung mga nagpapabayad para tumawid from Canada to the US illegally, isa po sa na-observe nila, conclusion nila ay ito. Okay, let me show you. Yung lalaki po, na nasa kanan, yan po ay yung representative ng National Post. Okay?
And sometimes these individuals would pose with guns, which suggests that there is an element of violence that is associated with these operations, which is not surprising because this is fundamentally human trafficking. Now, I really want to emphasize here that for the people who were involved in smuggling operations, they seem to overwhelmingly be Indian and overwhelmingly Punjabi. And this is something that the journalists were able to ascertain on the basis of what language these smugglers were speaking. And then, of course, for example, the guy who came out of the car in that sting operation, if I recall correctly, he was also wearing, a turban because he was Sikh.
Ito po yung report ng National Post, published last September 11. Okay. Inside the sprawling online industry selling fake Canadian visas and human smuggling services. I think I had a similar episode talking about this, yung mga Canadian visas na pinipeke nila. Pero I guess they did an investigative piece. Some of their journalists pretended to be potential clients na mga scammer na ito. At nakakaloka, Teka nga, wala pa pala akong title. Teka. Yan. So, ang bentahan daw ng peking visa, dito ako mas interesado. Alam na natin, una sa lahat, meron po mga nagtatawid, diba, from Canada to the US. $4,000 daw ang sinisingil. At delikado alam mo, the journalists really put their lives at risk. They contacted these people, nag-set up ng meeting place, nakita nila, na yung mga taong yan, at ina-assume nila baka may dalang mga weapons. Dumating talaga, and then they just took videos of them, tapos hindi nila sinipot, Anyway, gusto ko pag-usapan yung sa fake Canadian visas. Kako, fake nga yung visa, paano yan papasa? Paano sila makakapasok ng Canada, Yung mga nagbabayad ng $40,000. Okay, so it turns out, from India, sasabihin, kailangan mo lang ng picture mo, passport mo, and they will alter these documents to come up with a fake visa. For some reason, makakapasa siya sa airport sa India. Makakalipad. Okay, papunta ng whatever airport sa Canada mo gusto. Pagdating sa airport sa Canada, ngayon may malaking chance na mabubuking na peke ang iyong visa. Alam mo ang nangyayari, which I think is part of their scam, the scheme, is magkiklaim agad sila ng asylum pagdating dito. So you paid $40,000 for a fake Canadian visa to get to Canada only to claim asylum. Papakamot ka na lang din talaga sa ulo, no? Parang, why would you entertain that idea? Ano ba yan? Okay. I will, basahin ko yung part ng report tungkol dyan sa fake visa. Ayan, the visa sellers. Yung IJB, ito po yung investigative reporters. Sabi dito, IJB reporters examined the operations of those who have been offering visas for entry to Canada on social media since at least 2023. Oh, yeah. Wala na talagang kahihiyan to. All out on social media ang kanilang mga advertisements. Yung mga guaranteed, makakadating ka ng Canada nang kahit wala kang visa. Yung mga ganun. Okay. Immigration experts who reviewed the findings were not able to confirm whether the visas were forged or genuine documents fraudulently obtained. The prices offered and the timelines to get the visas, however, are highly inconsistent with legal visa processes. Okay, so parang hindi to dumaan sa normal na proseso dahil napakabilis siguro nilang nabibigay yung peking dokumento na yan. Doon daw sa ilang mga advertisement nila. Okay. For example, in one instance, a video featuring at least 25 Indian passports with Canadian visas stamped in them was captioned with Canada Business Visa. Sure shot guaranteed, no advance, no embassy fees, no ticket charges, all payment on reach. Ibig sabihin, magbabayad ka lang pag nakalapag ka na sa Canada. Ito na. Posted fees for Canadian visas range from $25,000 to $40,000, full payment of which is to be collected upon arrival in person at an airport in Canada with no upfront fee. Okay. Ito na, sabi dito. They would just get a plane, land in Canada. After that, some of them would claim asylum right away upon landing in Canada. Some would connect with the next step. Nako, kapag talagang makalusot, ano? And then go to the States. Okay, yung next step pala, meet with a smuggler, a human smuggler, and then go to the US. Oh my God. Ito po yung example ng mga ads, no? Nako po, ano ba yan? Oh. Diba? May edad pa. Wow, kakapala, nag-demand pa ng edad. So obviously guys, isa itong paraan kung paano naaabuso rin ang refugee program ng Canada. Kaya alam mo yun, I can't blame people when their eyebrows are raised pag nakakakita na sila ng storya tungkol dito sa mga asylum claimants. Because many are coming in fraudulently. Di ba? At ang matindi dyan sa asylum claimants na yan nga kasi, pag makalusot po sila sa being valid ang kanilang grounds to seek asylum, they are given a lot of money every month. Ang tanong ko dyan, ano, kapag nag-claim ng asylum pala, itong mga nakakuha ng visa, tapos mapatunayang eventually, wala naman silang sapat na dahilan, di ba? Ma-deny yung kanilang asylum claim. Saan ba sila napupunta kapag nag-claim sila ng asylum from the airport? When you claim asylum, do they let you out of the airport, di ba? Meron ka lang dokumento na ikaw ay may pending application for asylum and then you wait for it. Kasi if may waiting period na makakalabas ka ng airport, edi yung mga tao na alam nilang madi-deny naman ang kanilang asylum, they can easily just disappear. Di ba? Maglaho na lang sila, magtuloy-tuloy na silang undocumented. O baka nga, no, tutuloy pala sila sa Amerika. Kasama nung scheme na ito, na susunduin sila papunta namang US. Diba? But you know how the situation is also in America, no? Napakahirap din. So these people are paying money to still risk their lives. There is no guarantee. If only sana yung fake visa na-detect na dun sa airport of origin, diba? Pero hindi nakakasakay ng eroplano darating sa Canada. Hey, kung gusto niyo mapanood pa. O sige, para dun sa mga curious doon sa detalye ng investigative piece ng National Post. I will play with you siguro a minute lang dito, no?
Your colleagues at the National Post recently broke a story about fake visas. Can you walk us through exactly what they uncovered?
Sure. So my colleagues work with the Investigative Journalism Bureau, which is a nonprofit that focuses on producing in-depth reporting. And they looked into this practice where some Indian communities in Canada sell fake visas so that people can, immigrate to Canada under false pretenses. Or on top of that, they can smuggle people from Canada to the United States or from the United States to Canada. So what they discovered is that there is an entire ecosystem of people openly advertising these services online on social media. And the price seems to be about 4,000 Canadian dollars to be smuggled across the US Canadian border and about $40,000 to be smuggled into Canada using a fake visa. Now, one thing I want to clarify is that these visas, some of them seem to be legitimate visas that are issued under false pretenses. And some of them seem to be just fully fraudulent. So for the ones that are fully fraudulent, essentially the idea is that someone can use this visa to fly to Canada, but when they get at customs, the visa will likely be discovered as being fake. And then at that point, the migrant can then claim asylum right away. And what that means is that they are automatically put on a long waiting list for their case to be adjudicated. And that means that they can live in Canada for years while their asylum case is seen, and they can find other ways to kind of like slow down the process. And during that time, they have access to a large number of social supports that Canada offers. So
Ito na nga ang sinasabi ko, no? So kapag nakalusot, diba, makafile ng asylum, habang hinihintay yung desisyon, they are, out enjoying the financial incentives provided to them by the government. Diba? At ang dami na nalang pwedeng gawin yan, habang sila ay nasa labas, waiting for their decision. Okay. What do you guys think? Alam nyo, hindi ko na i-share, no? Pero dahil dito sa mga reports na to, at dahil dun sa viral video ngayon, dun sa House of Commons, na sinare ko rin sa inyo kanina, ang dami na namang mga sentimiento tungkol sa community na ito. Which of course, we are not generalizing, no? Our first friends here in Canada are from their community. We lived in Brampton. There are very nice people from their community na I'm sure sila din nagagalit na ang dami nilang kapwa na nababalitang ganito. Ay nako. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. I will end this episode here. Nagulat pa ba kayo dito? Keep your comments respectful, okay? I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!